Okay, let's unpack this. If you're listening, chances are you know that classic morning scramble.
Oh, absolutely. The alarm goes off and it's instant dread.
Exactly. You grab your phone, you start scrolling, and you feel like you're already playing catch up before your feet even hit the floor.
It's more than just a bad habit,
Yeah.
It's this cycle of self-sabotage that we fall into every single day without even thinking.
Right. But today, we're doing a deep dive into some amazing source material on this powerful, almost a magical idea of the morning routine.
And the mission is really straightforward.
Yeah, we want to understand why those first 60 minutes are so critical for a successful life and how you can stop letting the day just happen to you.
I mean, the core idea that came up again and again in the research is pretty profound. It's that what you choose to do in that first hour literally shapes your mood, your energy.
Your focus for the whole day.
The entire day. We're looking for that calmer, stronger, happier way to start. And the sources promise it's accessible to, well, everyone.
So we'll get into the why, the science behind it all, then some really concrete examples, and finally a simple, powerful framework for the how, something that works in the real world.
Not in a monastery.
Exactly. So let's start with the big picture. Why is the morning so sacred?
Well, what's fascinating is how the sources define it. It's not just the start of the clock. It's really the ultimate reset button for your life.
A reset button.
And there's a specific term for this period that's central to the research, the golden hour.
The golden hour. I love that term. But what makes it so golden from a brain science perspective?
Okay, so in that first hour after waking, your brain is in a very unique state. The sources talk about low noise,
Low noise, meaning what? Fewer thoughts.
fewer scattered thoughts, less cognitive clutter. Your mind is just incredibly sensitive. It's open and it's, easily trained. It's the window when your brain is most receptive to programming.
So if your mind is that sensitive, what happens when we just immediately blast it with bad news or overwhelming emails?
You're giving up the steering wheel instantly.
Right.
If you kick off the morning with panic or stress, which that phone check basically guarantees, the research shows your entire day follows that exact pattern.
And the opposite is true as well.
Completely. You start calm, planned, purposeful.
Mm.
The day follows that. The source material uses this great metaphor. The morning is the steering wheel of your day.
That distinction is so clear. Chaos versus calm. So if the morning's the steering wheel, we need a destination, right?
Right.
Which I guess brings us to the science of peak performance.
And this is where it gets really, really interesting. The first huge scientific finding is something we can call the focus peak.
The focus peak.
Your brain is at its most concentrated in the first 2 hours after waking up. That's your optimal window for learning fast, for clear thinking, for just pure concentration.
Okay, but is there a risk there? If I'm already stressed about my workload, won't that focus time just become, focused anxiety?
That's a great question. And the answer is that the routine itself is designed to harness that peak without the anxiety. It's all linked to your hormonal balance.
Ah,
You've got two main players here mentioned in the research. Cortisol, which spikes to help you wake up.
the stress hormone, right.
Well, yeah, but it's also the get out of bed hormone.
Mm.
And then you have dopamine, which helps you feel good, motivated.
So is the goal to just max out the dopamine? Or is it more about calming down that cortisol spike so you don't feel instantly anxious?
It's actually both. A good routine is really about balancing those hormones right away. You get enough cortisol to be alert, but then you use things like exercise to generate positive dopamine.
Which reinforces that feeling of being in control.
Exactly. You feel motivated, not just stressed and rushed.
And the sources also hammer home this idea of the willpower advantage. Why is the morning the absolute best time for building tough new habits?
Simply put, your willpower is strongest right after you wake up.
It's a full tank.
A completely full tank. It hasn't been chipped away by all the little decisions and stresses of the day. That decision fatigue hasn't set in yet.
So you apply that full tank to the most important things like reading or exercise or just planning your day.
Yes, that small habit done every morning creates these huge changes over time because you're using your best mental resource on your most important long-term goals.
It's just smart resource allocation.
That's all it is.
So the science clearly shows the why. But I think for a lot of people, the biggest hurdle is the what.
What to actually do?
Yeah. And our material gives us great insight into what successful people do. Let's shift the focus to intentionality.
I think the common thread, whether someone wakes up at 3:45 a.m. or 6:30 a.m., is that their mornings are never an accident.
They're planned.
Intentional, planned, and purposeful. They choose how to start the day. They don't let their inbox or the news choose for them.
Let's talk about some of the big names mentioned. We have Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple. His approach is very early, very intellectual.
Right, Tim Cook wakes up at 3:45 a.m., which is intense. But his intentionality is all about mastery and planning. He starts by reading emails, planning his day.
He's getting cognitive control before anyone else is even awake.
It's an intellectual grounding. Then you have someone like Richard Branson, who's all about the physical.
He starts with exercise?
Every single morning, usually swimming. His focus is on generating energy, making sure his body is ready for the day.
And then there's Oprah Winfrey, who focuses more on the internal, the emotional side of things.
She starts her day with meditation and gratitude. So she's establishing that positive mindset before dealing with anything external.
It really proves there's no single perfect routine.
Just an intentional one. And of course, you can't talk about structured routines without mentioning Hal Elrod. He created the Miracle Morning Routine.
That's a very famous one. Can you just quickly run through the SAVOR acronym for anyone who hasn't come across that source?
Sure. It stands for the 6 steps he outlines. S for silence, A for affirmations, V for visualization, E for exercise, R for reading, and W for writing.
It's a very holistic approach.
It really is. It's designed to hit all the big areas of personal growth in one shot.
Okay, so that's fantastic evidence for the why and the what. But if these routines are so obviously helpful, why do so many of us, and I'm including myself here, struggle so much with consistency?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the sources were very clear about the 5 big pitfalls that derail almost everyone.
I think we have to spend a moment on the first one because it's probably the most destructive habit mentioned.
Using the phone immediately.
Yeah. Why is that single act so lethal to a good morning?
Because it just floods your brain with noise and you surrender your control. That quiet, open, golden hour brain is instantly filled with other people's problems, other people's priorities.
The comparison trap of social media.
Exactly. You switch from being a proactive creator of your day to a reactive consumer of whatever the algorithm feeds you.
You're giving up the steering wheel for the passenger seat. Wow, okay, what are the other big struggles?
The second is, well, pretty obvious. Just waking up late. That immediately leads to feeling rushed, stressed, and behind.
Before you've even had coffee.
Right. Third is having no plan. If you don't know what you're supposed to do with that morning time, you just won't do anything meaningful.
And the fourth one, this is a big psychological barrier for me, I think, overcomplicating it. Believing a routine has to be 2 hours long.
Yes. The idea that you have to run a marathon and write a novel before breakfast.
And the data just says that's not true.
Not at all. That belief is often what kills the habit before it starts. The sources really stress that even 10 intentional minutes can completely change your day.
And the last one is poor sleep habits, which makes sense. If you're exhausted, waking up early feels like a punishment.
It feels unsustainable. So what we need is a low-friction approach that gives big results without needing superhuman willpower.
This is the blueprint we need, so give us the actionable plan.
Okay, the goal is a routine you can actually do.
Okay.
And this whole thing only takes about 10 to 20 minutes. Step 1. This is the foundation. Don't touch your phone for the first 15 minutes.
Protects the golden hour.
You're defining your reality before the outside world does. Step 2. Immediately. Drink water. Your body is dehydrated, and water gives your brain instant energy.
Such a simple thing, but it's a huge lever for brain function. What's next for the body?
Step 3 is to move your body for 2 to 5 minutes. And this is not a full workout.
Just light movement.
A few stretches, a short walk, it improves blood flow, and crucially, it gives you that little hit of dopamine.
The feel-good hormone, so then we shift from body to mind.
Exactly. Step 4 is silence. This can be meditation or just some deep breathing. Even 2 minutes reduces stress and boosts your focus for the entire day.
Okay.
Step 5 is gratitude. Just think of 3 specific things you are grateful for.
And the sources frame this as more than just a nice feeling, don't they? It's like a conscious brain exercise.
It's a cognitive redirect. Precisely.
Yeah.
You are actively steering your mind away from that default morning anxiety and toward positivity. It puts you in a resourceful state.
And we're probably only, what, 10, 15 minutes in at this point?
Probably. So step 6, plan your day. And this is simple. Choose one main task, the most important thing. Write it down.
That clarity must cut through so much anxiety later on.
It prevents decision fatigue. And finally, step 7, learn something for 5 to 10 minutes. Read a book, listen to a podcast, study a skill. This small step, done daily, literally builds your future.
That framework is so actionable. It totally dismantles that fear of overcomplication. So, what does this mean for someone listening who just feels completely overwhelmed right now?
I think we have to go back to that powerful story from the sources about the man whose life was just total chaos.
I love this anecdote because his mornings were a mess, right? Forgetting things, skipping breakfast, fighting with his
A
family.
total mess. All because he was starting the day stressed and reacting to everything. And he didn't try to become Tim Cook overnight.
Not at all.
He just changed one thing. He started waking up 15 minutes earlier and just sat quietly for 2 minutes. That's it.
2 minutes of stillness to guard the golden hour?
And then slowly, the results started to compound.
Yeah, he added some stretching, then reading just one page of a book.
And within 3 months, he was calmer. He stopped forgetting things at work. His stress levels plummeted, and he just felt more confident.
Because he controlled his morning.
And that controlled his day.
That's the whole ballgame right there. So for anyone listening, the path is to start with just one habit.
Just one. Drink the water, meditate for 60 seconds, read one page.
And then commit to that for 7 days. Let it become automatic before you add something else.
Because, and this is the final key lesson, routine beats motivation. You can't wait to feel like it. You have to rely on the system.
When you connect all these dots, your morning really is a gift, isn't it? It's quiet, it's peaceful.
It's full of this untapped energy, and you don't need the crazy 3.45 a.m. alarm or a 2-hour routine.
You just need a few small intentional actions to center your mind and shape your day before the world starts making demands.
The takeaway is that simple. Small morning habits lead to big life changes.
And as we wrap up, we want to leave you with a final thought, one that ties back to the science. We know your willpower is at its absolute peak during that focused golden hour.
So consider this. What is that one significant skill you've been procrastinating on? That book you want to read, the language you want to learn?
Or that one complex task at work. Could you give just 5 focused, phone-free minutes to it tomorrow morning? That small golden moment just might build the future you've been putting off.